Coming up on AgweekTV, knowing the weather is vital to farmers, and North Dakota has one of the nation's best weather monitoring networks.
I'm Michelle Rook. The cattle market has been surprisingly strong this fall. Will it continue? I'll have details coming up.
We're in Castleton, North Dakota, where we'll see something about the challenges and rewards of being an ag educator.
Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Shauna Olson. Weather is vitally important to farmers, and thanks to technology, there are a lot of tools to keep a close eye on it. A MesoNet is an automated weather monitoring network, and North Dakota has one of the best in the U.S. It's called NDAWN, or North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network.
This one is bigger because it's measuring temperature and humidity, so it's really measuring between 10 and 3, trying to with that boom height of where they're spraying and downwards, measuring the inversions, that density of the air, helping with potential spray drift problems.
NDAWN started in 1989 with 6 sites. The sites were soon credited for saving the potato crop in 1993 by tracking the wet weather patterns and preventing disease.
After that, other agricultural entities really discovered that, it's benefit for this disease, that disease, and so then really in the mid to late 90s, NDAWN just blossomed.
Now there are 91 NDAWN stations throughout North Dakota, northwest Minnesota, and eastern Montana.
Other places will have it a MesoNet, but it doesn't have the agriculture component as heavily invested as we do here.
Interim Director of NDAWN, Daryl Richardson, says the sites serve multiple purposes. They're a weather risk management tool which can help forecast crop disease. This MesoNet is located near Morton, North Dakota.
Here we have soil moisture probes, which we have at numerous sites in the Red River Valley. So they really give you that profile, like how much moisture is there. But that's also used for flood forecasting now, which was never used in the past. Here we have deep soil probes that go over 7 feet, so we know where that frost layer is in the spring for spring planting.
Richardson says there are also probes down 3 to 4 inches to help indicate soil temperature for spring planting.
One of the number one things that is requested of me, especially by state and federal government agencies, is there any way we could get a handle of how much precipitation is falling in the wintertime? This gauge is the start of that.
Rain can vary a lot in a small area.
But the other weather elements, the inversions, the temperature, the wind, the tools, the humidity can be used generally from research 15 to 20 mile circle around each station. Those other tools are very useful. So you really don't need stations any closer than 20 miles. Eastern North Dakota, we're getting close to that.
Richardson says there are some big gaps in western North Dakota he'd like to see fill in.
If people feel that they're in a unique area and want a station and are willing to support it for us, we're more than likely always going to be willing to add another station.
Most of the sites are supported by large ag businesses in the state, as well as individual farmers.
I have some stations that are just sponsored by a group of farmers. They know that they really feel that they're going to get a cost benefit, and I think almost always that they do.
You can check out the weather information at NDAWN.org. Despite building numbers in the nation's cattle herd, fed cattle and feeder cattle cash prices this fall have exceeded expectations. The live and feeder cattle futures also pushed to new contract high areas the beginning of November, with deferred prices looking very positive for 2018. Michelle Rook reports this is good news for cattle producers after negative margins the last 2 years.
The cattle market has been surprisingly strong this fall, especially for calves, which is bringing some optimism back into the industry. In fact, cow-calf producers say prices for calves are substantially higher than last fall.
You have calf prices now that are probably 20 to 40, some even cases $50 a hundredweight higher than last year in some of them light cattle.
There were also good profits in the feedlots the first part of 2017.
There was some instances of $500 to $600 head profits, and some of your strict hedgers were maybe down in that $200 to $250.
And the strong feedlot closeouts are driving the demand for calves this fall, in addition to strong packer margins and cheap feed.
The only way to really try to get 3 1/4 half of this corn is going to have to try to feed it, and that in turn has created quite a bit of demand for these calves.
Packers right now are making about $175 and $185 a head, and that's sure a plus.
The surprise has been the strength of the cattle market in the face of increasing herd numbers, and that's likely the function of strong demand.
Our numbers are higher, according to reports, are higher than they were a year ago, and tonnage is up, but the demand, they seem to be able to sell the products.
So that's leaving many in the industry optimistic about the cattle market ahead.
I'm pretty positive. I hate to be too bullish on things, but I know last year how the spring got. It doesn't mean it's going to get that good again this spring, but it sure feels good.
In South Dakota, I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Week.
Cattle producers have been through some challenging times recently, and no one likes to lose money, but bigger isn't always better when it comes to picking profitable cows. That's the message from Chris Ringwald. He's a livestock specialist and director of the Extension Research Center at Dickinson. He's holding a series of smart beef seminars. Ringwald says ranchers may make more money if they follow the research into what makes a cow profitable. He says the natural tendency is to select bigger animals, but a bigger cow costs more to feed, eating into profits.
It's something that's not simple, but we're trying to combine the concept of touching and seeing these cows, and at the same time then looking at the data and then trying to see what that means in terms of dollars and cents and our pocketbooks.
Ringwald says their research shows the ideal size for profitability is between 1,200 and 1,300 pounds. Coming up next on AgweekTV, ag lenders play a key role in helping farmers weather tough times.
Good cooking begins with great equipment, especially when it comes to everyone's favorite Scandinavian treat, lefse. At Home of Economy, you'll find the lefse tools you need at the guaranteed lowest price, because Home of Economy is your home of lefse. So stop in today or shop online at homeoflefse.com and then get rolling on that old Scandinavian tradition.
Oof, this is good lefse.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
Superior Grain Equipment offers storage and drying solutions designed for your grain handling needs. Mixed flow grain dryers from Superior offer even heating to reduce heat stress cracking, so you get higher quality grain, higher test weights, and better prices. Plus, they use half the energy of conventional screen dryers. Experience cost savings and superior grain conditioning. Make the superior choice today with Superior Grain Equipment.
Introducing the new Challenger 1000 series, tractors unlike any other manufactured by AGCO. Redefining what a wheel tractor is capable of when it comes to wheel slip, power to ground, and fuel economy. Today, it's not enough just to be tough. You've got to be smarter than everyone else, too. Contact your Challenger dealer today to get in the seat of the new Challenger 1000. Superior engineering, superior performance, superior productivity. The next generation of tractors from your Challenger dealer.
Make every minute of the growing season count. Schedule your equipment for a genuine Case IH parts and service uptime inspection at Titan Machinery. Our professional service technicians have the training and experience to pinpoint and repair problems before they have a chance to shut you down during the season. Avoid the high cost of in-season downtime. Give yourself the peace of mind knowing your equipment is ready to work. Schedule your equipment today by going to uptime18.com or calling your local Titan Machinery dealer. That's Titan Machinery, providing you with genuine Case IH parts and service.
The team at Emerging Prairie invites you to join them at Cultivate, an emerging technology in agriculture conference on November 16th. They have crafted an afternoon that will convene ag tech leaders to explore tech innovations they've created, are currently building, or are searching for in their industry. Save the date and join us at Cultivate.
Many upper Midwest producers have struggled through a challenging year. 2017 brought widespread drought, but experts say despite that, farmers and ranchers are hanging in there. Jonathan Knutson has more.
Bankers are an essential part of modern ag. About 90 area ag bankers are learning more from NDSU ag experts.
We've had to weather a significant price storm, so to speak.
Andrew Swenson is NDSU Extension Farm Management Specialist. Though every farm is different, he thinks the worst overall may be over. farmers have been helped by strong yields and lower costs.
It's another tight year, and it's going to vary a lot from producer to producer, given their debt situation and stuff. But I think overall, producers have reacted. They've really cut back on their capital purchases. From the numbers we've seen, family living expenses have been shrinking. And so, folks are, weathering the storm the best they can.
Ag banker Dan Paulson says high yields and good marketing will help many farmers this year, just as they did in 2016.
The commodity prices are down, which are going to affect the overall return to everyone. But a lot of guys did some marketing. Wish they'd have done some more, of course. But the marketing and the high yields again probably are going to save the day, kind of just like last year in 16.
Tim Petrie is NDSU Extension Livestock Marketing Specialist. He says cattle prices have rallied in the past year. That should help producers finish in the black, provided they don't have to buy a lot of feed because of drought.
The much higher production cost this year and having to go a long ways for hay and so on is certainly going to impact those ranchers in western North Dakota, and they aren't going to have as good a year even though prices are higher.
2017 has brought more financial challenges, but most farmers and ranchers continue to tough it out. For Ag Week, I'm Jonathan Knutson.
One farm family has found itself in a long battle with the government after purchasing land for their ranch. Ramona Hage and her family have been in litigation with the U.S. Forest Service and the Bureau of Land Management for nearly 40 years. Hage is the director of the Liberty and Property Rights Coalition. She says a year after her family bought a ranch in central Nevada, the government decided that they wanted that ranch for some other purpose. She says they set out to destroy her parents' family business with the terms and conditions they imposed on them. She says they've been in litigation with federal agencies ever since.
I would argue that they have spent millions trying to destroy us, when if they had come in and tried to buy the ranch, they might have been a little bit more successful. But that's what is happening with some of these administrative agencies, is they either are running shakedown operations to try to extort money out of private businesses and private individuals, or using their power without basis in law to destroy business and destroy property rights.
The case is now at the U.S. Supreme Court in the U.S. Court of Federal Claims taking case, and in a separate but related case, they're before the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Parts of the region got a blast of winter this week. What's ahead? Your AgriWeather forecast is next. And later,
we'll learn something about the challenges and rewards of being an ag educator.
Total Ag Industries is the leader in total control. The future of ceramic nozzle technology is here today with the Total Ag Air Induction Turbo Nozzle, the only ceramic triple spray nozzle on the market. Works with all sprayers for better weed control and wheel tracks. They could be the last spraying nozzles you'll ever need.
I'm really impressed with them. It just amazes me how they work so well.
Contact Total Ag by phone or visit totalag.com.
BotLink helps you quickly capture drone data, distribute it to trade tools, and respond to changing conditions in real time. Capture, process, and inspect aerial imagery from your fields to fix potential issues like flooding, nutrient deficiencies, or insect damage. Easily upload drone imagery to our cloud-based software to create valuable, high-definition maps that will help save you time and make smarter business decisions to save you money.
Luckin Trucks and Parts sells quality used parts for all makes and models. With over 50 acres of trucks and parts and new inventory arriving daily. Family owned and operated since 1966, Luckin's specializes in the sale of quality used medium to heavy duty truck parts, as well as pre-owned trucks, trailers, and construction equipment. If it's on a truck, we got it. Call us today and let us get you your part.
Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley source for Batco. Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley Batco dealer.
I'm 120, 130, 130.
55 and once around the block, 212 pipe right here, now having time's up. So
if you're thinking about selling a piece of land, or you're looking to sell some farm equipment, or if you're thinking about a retirement or involved in an estate, give us a call. We'll sit down and tell you all about the Steffes way. We think it's a good way. That's how we approach it. If any of those are in your plans, give us a call or go to steffesgroup.com. Learn all about us. Hope to hear from you.
It's sort of like the beginning of the holiday season almost. I mean, we're almost there. And let's take a little assessment here at what the winter has done so far. Well, we are expecting a modest warm-up, but you know, the last couple of weeks, northern North Dakota, northern Minnesota, winter is settled in. And I'm not confident this warm-up is going to be enough to really melt away all of that snow, although there will be some melting. Southern North Dakota, South Dakota, there have been a few dustings of snow, maybe a few flurries down in Iowa, but it hasn't been such a big deal. For the most part, the snows across the upper Midwest have been small and scattered enough that it's not enough of a snowpack to really say the winter has begun. From northern North Dakota, Canadian border area northward, winter is in for southern Canada. The question, I guess, on a lot of people's minds then, it's been several years since we've really had an onset of winter by Thanksgiving season. Most of the last several years, it's kind of been a little later than that. This year, I think there's a chance that winter will build back in. For the moment, it remains quite cold, although this week there will be a modest warming trend across the northern plains. And by this, I'm actually talking about, as we go through the week, 30s and 40s North Dakota, 40s and 50s South Dakota. Cold air is not going very far away because the jet stream is still going through the southern part of the country. Fairly significant cool down through the east. You'll hear lots of media this week talking about bitter Arctic cold in places like D.C., but it really won't be all that cold relative to what we've been experiencing. So locally, I am expecting the cold weather to drop back in by the end of the week. So we get a modest warm-up with a little melting in northern North Dakota, but it's not long enough that the cold won't come back. Precip this week, not a lot. The west coast is getting wet. It'll stay that way. A little snow system will move out of the northern Canadian Rockies. That'll stay mostly in Canada, and it looks mostly light. There will be another system that'll break off the Pacific Northwest. That one, by the end of the week, may provide a shot of snow into some parts of the northern plains region, and then that will quickly move on. The second week, this is the start of Thanksgiving week, a brief little warm-up, but I don't think it'll take. I am expecting some cold temperatures across most of the northern parts of the plain states by Thanksgiving Day as the cold weather briefly retreats, but then likely kind of settles back in. Meanwhile, South America, let's take a look at springtime in South America. We actually have had a few favorable showers moving into parts of Brazil that have needed that for a little bit of crop development. Meanwhile, down in Argentina, conditions do remain dry, which is probably good for planting of crops in that part of the world. So to put things back together again, I do expect a modest warm up here this week, but not one that'll really take. Overall, we're still mostly below average temperatures, probably a few more of these little snows, which gives us a pretty fair chance there'll be snow on the ground for the holiday this year.
Upgrade your trailer to electric with the Rolltech electric system from AgriCover. Strong, flexible pivot arms and motor mount rotate and telescope, allowing the roll tube to rise and flex over heaped loads. The positive automatic lock is impossible to back off to control the flow of grain. This integrated system uses one wireless remote to operate up to 10 tarps and hoppers, keeping your driver out of the dust, rain, and harm's way. See the Rolltech system in action at an AgriCover dealer near you.
Micro Essentials is a unique product. What makes it different than other products, it has 4 different nutrients: nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, which is 2 forms of sulfur, and zinc in every granule. The sulfate sulfur, we get the bulk of the use of it the first year. The elemental breaks down over time. It's a huge benefit for the grower. It's giving them the opportunity to get more nutrients in one.
This is Dennis Belizki reminding you that the indoor auction at the Alara Center will take place on November 27th. We're still adding items to the auction. If you have items to add to our list, contact our office at 701-757-4015. We still have room for your quality consignments. We always have a big auction. We always have a great crowd. All we need is some more equipment from you. Contact us, 701-757-4015, or find us at resourceauction.com.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com.
If you get right down to it, what's a farmer's job? Well, farmer's job is to feed people. Farmers collectively, our job is to feed the world. At Peterson Farm Seed, we get to have a little bit bigger picture right in our region. We get to help those farmers that we work with increase their productivity, increase the yields that they get on their farms, and as a result, more people can eat.
Agriculture is an important part of the region's economy, but there's a shortage of high school ag teachers to help prepare kids for a future in agribusiness. Michael Page shows how one town right in the heart of ag country is dealing with the ag teacher shortage.
Longtime ag teacher Ted Johnson came out of retirement to give Castleton's program a boost.
I'm trying to help out.
When the superintendent of Central Cass Schools told former Kindred ag teacher Ted Johnson that they were in a fix for an ag teacher this fall in Castleton, Johnson came out of retirement to help.
Their alternative was to just either close it or try to put it on as a video class, which is, no active teacher there.
Johnson says there's been a big shortage of ag education graduates in the region, and these programs are vitally important.
There's such a rich agricultural history here, and they honestly, sincerely want a strong ag program here.
Phenotype is how it looks.
The program at Castleton is temporarily cobbled together with a troika of part-time ag teachers after one teacher left in August, but Superintendent Morgan Fornes wants to beef it up for the future.
The ag industry has become very wide in breadth, so that you can get an ag degree and you can enter into ag business, working with farm industry in many shapes and forms. And I think the dollars that somebody can make in those businesses probably exceed what a teacher would make. I think the second issue is there's just not as many students going into the teaching field.
This would be a report that a farmer would get.
Ann Euland is a farmer and part-time ag teacher at Central Cass. She agrees that often people with ag backgrounds are pulled to higher-paying ag jobs, but the need for teachers is great.
Oh, it's vital here. The Central Cass, Castleton area, ag is so important. It's always been important. We want to keep it going.
Marie Hovland graduated from NDSU and went to work as an agronomist, but now she's back at her old school teaching. She's among the first in a new state transition to teaching program designed to bring ag pros into education.
The need for the teachers is immense, that they are pulling from the private sector, and just they have that new program to try to get as many teachers as they can. Even if they were in the private sector, they can get certified.
Students at Central Cass are happy their ag program is strengthening.
There's so much changing in the agricultural world right now that, you're learning something new every day yourself.
The amount of jobs we have right now for ag is kind of crazy, and I feel like the money is a really good opportunity as well.
In the ag world of expanding career opportunities, there will always be need for teachers. For Ag Week, this is Michael Pates at Castleton, North Dakota.
Central Cass is working with instructors at NDSU and the University of Minnesota Crookston to help find a new full-time ag teacher. The bioindustry business is booming, and it includes ag. Hear more about it when AgweekTV continues. We're excited to bring you the new AgWeek app with useful features and the latest news and information. Get your AgWeek news, weather, and the latest episodes of AgweekTV. Plus, see real-time information on the futures market and view local cash bids for your crops. Stay updated and take AgWeek with you. Download the new AgWeek app today.
The team at Emerging Prairie invites you to join them at Cultivate, an emerging technology in agriculture conference on November 16th. They have crafted an afternoon that will convene ag tech leaders to explore tech innovations they've created, are currently building, or are searching for in their industry. Save the date and join us at Cultivate.
Premier Shortline USA is your dealer for Meridian storage and grain handling. 50 years ago, Meridian Manufacturing designed the first smooth wall hopper bin. This innovation set the standard for hopper bins across North America, completely self-cleaning with no obstructions. Smooth wall hopper bins have become the preferred choice for safe and efficient storage. For temporary grain storage to complete systems, contact Nate or Brent at Premier Shortline USA.
Advanced biofuel for America's diesel engines is clean burning and made from renewable sources like soybean oil. Biodiesel fuel works in any diesel engine, reducing emissions, helping us breathe cleaner air. Biodiesel adds value to North Dakota soybeans, creating jobs, improving the environment, increasing our energy independence. Biodiesel, it starts with soybeans, it's fueling America.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Agweek Magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Agweek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. Agweek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580. Dozens of industry, government, and university experts and students from surrounding states came together for a bioindustry summit in Fargo. This is the 5th year the summit has been held.
We try to really look at the whole spectrum of the bioindustry. Sometimes we think of it from a bioenergy standpoint, but there's a lot of things related to bioproducts.
Michael Chambers grew up in Carrington, North Dakota, and as a sophomore at NDSU developed technology called plasma DNA, which became the basis for his company NDAWN, based in Fargo. About 85% of NDAWN's company's activities relate to human health, and the rest involves areas of agriculture.
We partner with pharmaceutical companies and agriculture biotech companies like sort of the Monsantos or Syngentas or the Cargills of the world to figure out how to design and make large quantities of the biotech products they require to develop their innovations.
Chambers said he doesn't think edited gene crops will be regulated in the same way as GMO crops, for which DNA out of the species is added. This week's Photo of the Week comes from Christina Knutson from Lake Park, Minnesota. It's a late October sunrise over their family farm. If you want to see your ag photos on AgweekTV, email it along with a description to photos@agweek.com. Thanks for watching this week's edition of AgweekTV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. See you next week.